Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about our changing earth. It is the lesson number 3rd of class 7. Okay. So in this lesson, first we will start with the lithospheric plates. Okay. What is the lithospheric plates? So you know that the lithosphere is broken into a number of plates known as the lithospheric plates. So this lithosphere, it is broken into a number of plates and that is known as the lithospheric plates. Okay, and you will surprised to know that these plates move around very slowly. These lithospheric plates, these move around, but it is very slowly, just a few millimeter each year. Okay, means every year it move only just few millimeter, and so that we could not know that it's moving. Okay, this is because of the movement of the molten magma inside the earth. And why this lithosphere is moving? Because of the molten magma. Okay, it is the liquid molten magma, it is in a liquid form. Okay, and on that molten magma there is a surface. Okay, and so that it is moved. So the molten magma, it is the main cause of the moving of these lithospheric plates. So the molten magma inside the earth moves in a circular manner as shown in the activity, and you know that there is a activity, and in that activity it is shown that how it is move in a circular manner. Okay, so this molten magma also move in a circular manner. Okay, so the movement of these plates cause changes on the surface of the earth. Okay, so the movement of this plate, okay, it causes changes on the surface of the earth. Okay, so whatever changes that we can see or observe on the surface of the earth, okay, why? Because of the changes which are inside the earth. Okay, because of that molten magma. Okay, so that changes, okay, which are in the inside the earth, it causes to changes outside the earth or surface of the earth. Okay, so the earth movement are divided on the basis of the forces which cause them. So which types of forces cause them? Some are inside forces and some are outside the forces. Okay, so these are the two forces that causes changes, and so that our earth is changing. Okay, why it is changing? Because of two forces. First it is inside force and second it is outer force. Okay, so inside force it is called indigenous forces, and outer force it is called exogenous forces. So these are the two types of forces. Okay, the force which act in the interior of the earth, that is called endogenous forces. Okay, which are act interior of the earth. Okay, interior of the earth. Okay, so that force is called endogenous force. Okay, and the force that work on the surface of the earth. Okay, which are work on the surface of the earth or on the earth. Okay, so that is called exogenous force. So these are the two types of force. It is given in your figure 3.1. Okay, in your textbook it is given exogenous force and endogenous force. It is given in your textbook. Okay, and here is a figure, that is figure number 3.1. You can see that figure 3.1. Okay, so you observe this figure 3.1. So endogenous forces sometimes produce sudden movements and at the other times produce slow movement also. So there are endogenous movements. Okay, that is works interior of the earth. So sometimes it produce sudden movements. Okay, or sometimes it produce very slow movement. Okay, so sudden movements like earthquakes and volcanoes. Okay, so it is a sudden movement because it is erupts so fastly. Okay, so it is a sudden movement, which are the earthquakes and volcanoes. Okay, and that cause mass destruction over the surface of the earth. Okay, and whenever a volcano erupts, it causes mass destruction. There is a lot of losses. Okay, of life and property. So it's called destructions over the surface. It's mass destruction over the surface of the earth. Okay. Then about a volcano. Here is also given a figure. Okay, and this figure number is 3.2. You can see that a volcano is a vent. Okay, means opening in the earth crust through which molten material erupts suddenly. Okay, so these molten material, okay, which are interior of the earth, so it erupts suddenly. Okay, so this is the molten material. Okay, when it erupts suddenly, okay, it is called volcano. Okay, a volcano is a vent. What is it? A vent in the earth crust through which molten material erupts suddenly. Okay, it is given in your figure 3.2. You have to observe this figure 3.2. Okay. Similarly, when the lithospheric plates move, you know that lithospheric plates move very slowly. Okay, so when the lithospheric plates move, the surface of the earth vibrates. Okay, when it moves, then the surface of the earth it vibrates. Okay, and the vibration can travel all around the earth, and these vibration that travel all around the earth. Okay, and these vibrations are called earthquakes. Okay, clear? So these vibration, okay, which origin from the plates, lithospheric plates. Okay, so you know that it's move very slowly. Okay, but whenever they move, so it causes vibrations. Okay, and these vibrations can travel all around the earth. Okay, and these vibrations are called earthquake. It is given in figure 3.3. You can observe this figure 3.3. There is given earthquake. The place in the crust where the movement starts is called the focus. Okay, focus means what? Where the movement starts. The place in the crust. Where in the crust? Okay, where the movement starts. When the movement starts, it's called crust. Okay, where in the movement, but where it is start? In the crust. Okay, so that it start, it's called focus. Okay, earthquake movement start in the crust, that is called focus. Okay, and the place on the surface above the focus is called epicenter. Above the focus is called epicenter. Epicenter. Okay, it is above the focus now. Okay, so it's called epicenter. Okay, and the place on the surface of the focus it's called epicenter. Okay, and these vibrations that travel outwards from the epicenter as a waves. Okay, epicenter as a wave is travel. Okay, understood this? Earthquake. Okay, so you understood about the focus and epicenter. So greatest damage is usually closest to the epicenter. Okay, and the strength of the earthquake decrease away from the epicenter. Okay, it is decreased away from the epicenter. Okay, and the mass destruction it is possible. Okay, because the strength of the earthquake it is closest to the epicenter. Okay, although earthquakes cannot be predicted, we can't predict earthquake. Okay, but the impact can certainly be minimized if we are prepared beforehand. Okay, We can't predict it when will earthquake happen. Okay, but we can be prepared for this. Some common earthquake predictions methods adopted locally by people include studying animal behavior. Okay, how this animal behavior indicators. Okay, there may be earthquake. So some local people they observe. Okay, and there is some changes in animal behavior, then they predicted that there will be earthquake. Okay, so what are the animal behavior? First is fish in the ponds get agitated. Okay, fish in the pond they get agitated. Okay, then second, snakes come to the surface. Snakes, rats. Okay, so they come to the earth surface. Okay, and the animals also they know about that. Birds also know about that. Okay, and they disturb. And when they disturb, then we will predict that there may be earthquake. Okay, so it is some animals behavior. Okay, before earthquake. Okay, thank you for watching this video.